afternoon and welcome to Just News. I'm Molly Hookings.
And I'm Gwyn Gao. The headlines tonight.
Join me here at New York Stadium, where Rotherham United are preparing for their open-top bus tour.
Are you going to be casting a vote in the council election tomorrow?
We're not, because we're not aware of anything about the council vote.
Interest or apathy? Will you be voting in the elections tomorrow?
Anything of that sort.
University students pass on their passion for sports to local primary schools.
And join me live here in Sheffield, where a new unique development promises to change this tired city centre into one of the UK's premier entertainment hubs.
And who let the dogs out? It's party time for these pets in Sheffield.
Do it again, do it again.
Our top story tonight. Rotherham United have been promoted to the Championship after beating Gillingham 2-0 in the final game of the season last Saturday. The team is celebrating today with an open top bus tour. Our reporter Sophia Louise-Hobbs is at New York Stadium for us now. Hi Sophia, what's the atmosphere like over there?
Hi Gwyn, so as you can see and hear, there's a real buzz here as people are waiting for the bus to set off in a few minutes' time. There's crowds of people flocking round hoping to catch a close-up glimpse of their favourite players. With other teams like Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds all likely to be in the Championship this year, the heated contest between the Yorkshire clubs is a much welcome return to English football, and that joy can definitely be seen and heard here today.
So could you tell us a little more about the bus tour? What can we expect?
Yeah, so the bus is due to head off here in a few minutes' time and is due to be heading off straight through town, and at 5 to 10 is going to be pulling up at Parkgate Shopping Park, where fans who haven't had a chance to see what's happening here today will be able to have a chat with the players, where they're going to be heading off, can grab some photos, grab some signatures, and straight after that they'll be heading off to Town Hall, where there'll be a big presentation with speeches from both the mayor and the team manager. That was due to happen at about quarter to 7, and due to finish at around 7 o'clock. So, you know, this will all be happening here today, and this, you know, if you're heading out tonight in support of Rotherham's return to the Championship, make sure you wrap up warm, as the Championship is returning to Rotherham.
Thanks, Sophia. Council elections take place tomorrow, but not everyone is bothered about casting their vote. In one South Yorkshire ward, only 18% of people decided to have their say last year. There are 28 seats up for re-election in Sheffield and 21 seats in Barnsley. Labour currently hold the majority in both regions. In Sheffield, the key figures who are up for re-election include Labour's Terry Fox and Liberal Democrats Shafak Mohammed. Our reporter Henry Williams has been taking a deeper look into voter apathy.
Are you going to be casting a vote in the council election tomorrow?
We're not.
Low voter turnout played a key role in the 2021 local council elections, and it was a Sheffield City ward that saw the fewest number of people go to the polls. I went there to see if voter apathy still dominates Steel City politics, and if that's likely to change ahead of the polls opening tomorrow.
Are you going to be casting a vote in the council election tomorrow?
We're not, because we're not aware of anything about the council vote. We're not being told there's a vote or anything of that sort.
Are you usually interested in politics generally?
I am, to be honest. I wasn't used to be that much, but in the recent years I have been a bit more. Especially we obviously own a business in Sheffield City Centre, so obviously there's a lot that's been going on, especially through the COVID and some of the other stuff through council and stuff, and definitely interested.
Perfect, thank you. So are you going to be voting ahead of the council election tomorrow?
Yes, I'm ready to vote.
So do you think it's important for people to be engaged in politics?
Yeah, of course, and I think the local council elections get missed quite often, but I mean, they're the things that influence people the most.
Not, no. Haven't really got any invested interest in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think it's really important to get the youth turnout out. I'm really passionate about politics, something I really care about. And it's so easy to do, why wouldn't you exercise your democratic right?
So Sheffield's a key battleground and a really interesting one that the pundits can't quite figure out, evident in the fact that previously no overall power could be agreed, and so there's currently a coalition between Labour and the Greens. It also speaks volumes that it took a week for this to be agreed between the two. Also, we previously saw Labour Council leader Bob Johnson lose his seat. And moving forward, there's some interesting narratives that will affect the people of Sheffield ahead of the vote. For example, the war in Ukraine, the cost of living crisis, and of course, post-pandemic recovery. Council budgets are already stretched, and the demand for services is only going one way. It'll be interesting to see how voter apathy impacts the results.
A memorial made from Sheffield stainless steel has been unveiled today to commemorate this attack on HMS Sheffield in the Falklands War. 40 years ago today, Argentinian missiles struck the ship, killing 20 sailors and injuring 26 more. Peter Warwick-Naylor built the memorial.
So I looked at them all. I looked at this other memorial that they'd kind of quite liked. You know, I got a model of the HMS Sheffield that was in the Falklands, and from that I kind of worked on the various sides. I looked at the badge of the ship, anything connected to the ship really, and from that sort of developed the idea.
And how do you feel about being a part of this project? Obviously some crew members lost
The memorial is at the National Arboretum in Staffordshire.
Complaints by students to universities have reached record highs. They've resulted in £1.3 million of compensation being given out. The Office of Independent Adjudicators says the statistics may have been higher if students knew how to complain.
All of it was online for me, except for very rare labs for because I do a science degree, which I think massively had an impact on us because we didn't learn as much of the stuff that we could have done, particularly when it came to like anatomy and things. We didn't get to see any of that. So I think in terms of like studies, that had a big effect.
A 15-year-old lioness from the Yorkshire Wildlife Park has been given a clean bill of health after suffering a poorly tummy. Julie was knocked out so that vets could run tests. She is one of 6 lions who live at the park in Doncaster. She was sedated for the test, and the staff used the opportunity of her being unconscious for an hour. The zoo said they wanted to investigate further to check there was nothing sinister going on, which gave them the opportunity to do a full health check. The good news is Julie appears to be in good health despite her advancing years. Lions in captivity usually live to their early 20s. Fargate in Sheffield is soon to be given a new lease of life. Constructions on a £300,000 entertainment hub will provide the city with new bars, restaurants and businesses. Our reporter Sam Wright is at Fargate Live for us now. Hi Sam, what's happening down there?
Hi Gwyn, yes, I am stood at the top of Fargate. I am stood on top of the site where a new, unique entertainment venue is going to be built. Why is it unique, you may ask? Well, this new complex is being built entirely out of shipping containers. The structures are being recycled and transformed into bars, restaurants and other multi-use venues. Now, this new initiative has been successfully piloted in other major UK cities, including London, Manchester and Newcastle.
So why is it so important to Sheffield?
Well, there's no doubt been a dialogue amongst the public regarding the status of Sheffield Centre. However, when I spoke to the owner of Steel Yards, the company behind the development here at Fargate, Martin McGregor, he said that the new development would help transform the city into a world-class destination. Now, I visited the complex in Kelham Island, just south of the city, where Martin went on to say that he hoped that this development at Fargate would bring independent businesses and people together in a prime location.
So could you tell us when is construction supposed to start?
Well, Gwyn, significant disruption by the pandemic and other planning issues has put this project back by a couple of months. However, JUS News can reveal, after speaking to one of the representatives of the company, that work is meant to start on this site at Fargate as early as next week.
Thanks, Sam. The University of Sheffield ran a large-scale sports day for 12 local schools in Sheffield today. With almost 200 children present, they got the opportunity to try 12 different sports, including boxing, lacrosse and rugby. This is the first time in 3 years it has gone ahead since the pandemic. Children were excited to get a day off school with a chance to score a few goals, tries and home runs.
Sheffield Skincare Company is closing its bricks and mortar store on Crocs High Street at the end of May. The business say the new rates, coupled with increased cost of living and other facts such as the pandemic and cricket, have forced them into the decision. However, they are going to continue to run their business online.
The main reason that's probably the nail in the coffin is the new business rates that's been introduced by the local government. So Megan's rateable business has just gone over the new threshold, which means that she is paying a lot more. So the new business rate is more expensive than the rent that she's paying. And that coupled with quite a hard 2 years because we had the Brexit, and then we had, so the cost of things coming in from Europe is more expensive. So things coming in to make, so the basic ingredients is more expensive coming in. And then there is also the pandemic. So we had the lockdown, which means people can't shop, and that's affected the business.
Litter pickers in Sheffield are calling out for more support to help remove fly tipping from the area. In a post online, the group said they could do with more help from housing associations in the city. They also drew attention to litter being hidden, saying people leave their rubbish under bushes, behind walls and even in trees where they think it is out of sight, out of mind.
Over to sports now with promotion, regulation and the start of the Speedway season. Here's Jane Howard.
Thanks, guys. As you've heard, there's excitement for Rotherham this weekend as United have been promoted as the football season draws to a close. In an unexpected 2-0 win against Gillingham, the Millers will be heading up to the Championship in August. Manager Paul Warne says he's excited for the future but wants to keep the team's foot on the gas.
This time last week we were panicking, playing Sunderland away, and now I'm sitting here looking forward to watching Champions League tonight. I'm sort of a little bit regretful we didn't win the title. I still look back to that goal we conceded in the 95th minute against Wigan. However, if you do that with every game, like, we could have been 3rd, 4th or 5th, but we were like one defensive free kick away from winning the title. So that's a little bit tainted, a little bit of disappointment, but generally absolutely proud as punch. My ambitions are to build a team this year that can be competitive. I'm no different than, Rich and Hammy are both really competitive. They want to manage and coach at the highest level they can. And, we're at the 5th richest league in the world next year. So we're going okay.
And already relegated Doncaster Rovers have released 7 players ahead of next season. On the Rovers website, manager Gary McSheffrey highlighted the need to trim down the squad following their relegation to League 2. But the club also announced a new deal for midfielder John Bostock and a 12-month contract extension for captain Tom Anderson. That's all for the sport. Back to you guys in the studio.
And for the weather, any lingering showers will soon clear this evening.
It'll be dry overnight with mostly clear skies and lows of 6 Celsius. I'm so gutted I missed Graves Park at the weekend, but...
Yeah, dogs are so lovely. They're man's friend. Yeah.
That's all from us tonight. Good night.
Good night.